Sweet. We're in. We're live
Word.
with Mike Feedy.
Yep. Currently driving, but what happens? Burn a candle at both ends. My daughter's been sick all week, so it's just a matter of just finding the time that you can find to be able to do what you love, right?
Dude, that's exactly it. That's why I stay up till midnight almost every night to work on videos, then wake up at 7.
Yep.
Yep. I'll be
So I'm gonna leave it
honest.
up to you. I'm gonna leave it up to you for the direction of where you want this to go, and let me know any comments that pop up, whether they be questions or just people want to just have things addressed or whatever.
Yeah, this is kind of freestyle. So I know last time we talked, Kevin, the super chat's already started.
That's awesome.
Hashtag RV. Thanks, Kevin. Last time we talked, you had questions about YouTube, like about my procedure, whatever I do on YouTube and stuff, and that's kind of the direction I wanted to go a little bit, talking about YouTube and stuff, because you hear a lot of people talking about YouTube, but not really BMX guys talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. I think this is gonna sound kind of lame, but I think the BMX side of YouTubers in general are just kind of the same as a BMX professional. They only are out to kind of help each other, not help each other, only out to help themselves because they feel like if they help another person, it's going to take away from their audience. And I think that's total opposite. I think me and you working together, or I've worked with Spencer before. Spencer Forsman didn't need to work with me. He has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I wasn't doing anything for him, and the fact that he was just using me to be able to make his video a little bit better, and I was doing the same thing for him. I think that that's what needs to happen more with BMX and YouTube. My whole questions for you was since I'm so new to it, you've been doing YouTube itself, I guess, for a while. Me, I've posted videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
When it came to doing web edits and stuff, because it was a requirement, but I never did the whole edit a video, talk to the audience, and I knew nothing about putting tags in or any of that stuff until probably late last year, or not even last year, probably middle of last year, because now we're in 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dude, yeah, it gets so deep. You can go crazy with all that stuff. You can drive yourself crazy with it, honestly. That's part of why I have a job with a company that does YouTube a lot.
So are you in charge of multiple YouTube accounts for companies?
Not necessarily in charge, but I take a look at things and look at trends and all that different stuff. Try to find different things that you could repeat to try and market, because it's literally for the marketing side of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as that, were you doing YouTube for other brands before you did your own thing, or did you already kind of just take what you knew and kind of took that formula to a company?
The second part. When I started this channel, I had already had a channel for ever, just like you, literally just to upload edits on and just random stuff.
Yeah.
Then I started this channel where I put all of my Instagram videos and then some longer versions of Instagram videos.
Yep.
And then I just kind of got obsessed with learning about YouTube itself.
Yep.
And then when I went in to interview with this company and just see what they were all about and stuff, the guy looked me in the eye and told me, "Your YouTube channel is the only reason you're here."
No way.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, that goes to show you don't really need a degree in that type of stuff. I feel like I had this conversation with somebody before, and they say they'd rather hire somebody, not even related to this, but if you were to be an agent, a sports agent, in BMX, they'd rather hire a BMX rider versus go out and hire somebody that went to school for it, because you've lived it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you're living the YouTube thing, and that's the reason why he hired you, because he knew what you were doing.
Oh yeah, and I have a degree, and he straight up looked me and told me that graduated as the they call it outstanding senior. They picked one from each major in the year, and that they picked me for video. And he told me my YouTube channel was why I was there. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of people I need to say hello to. Kiss BMX, Timothy Holbrook, Tyler Richardson, Michael Emery or Emerald, Kevin Jackson, Buzz James, Sean. Um, but yeah, um, I'm kind of curious to hear like your process when you even are you literally just like filming whatever sounds fun at the time?
Well, it goes like this. Like, I think I kind of told you before, a lot of the dumb stuff that I call it dumb, but like not dumb, like I think it's stupid. I think it's fun, but a lot of people like maybe disagree with me when it comes down to like I told you before, like we did a four-wheel thing on a BMX bike like 15 years ago as a joke, and
Yeah.
like the no front wheel manuals, like to see what we could do, like years and years ago. I think it's cool that it's taking off, and I just like to film that type of stuff because I think one, it's entertaining for people, and two, it keeps BMX fresh. It like I had this conversation too recently with somebody where like why are you riding? Like I asked somebody, I was like, why do you ride? Well, because I want to be sponsored. I'm like, nah, it's wrong. Like, I mean, it might be right for you, but it's not going to secure your longevity with how long you ride because you're going to be disappointed if you don't get sponsored. I
Right.
was like, I ride because it's just such a great feeling. And I don't go out every day to be like, all right, I want to go relearn this trick or do this. I just go out and like, hey, like whether it be like my friend John or my friend Matt, and I'm like, let's just film something fun. Like, let's just do this or do that. Lately, we've been doing a lot of session videos just because it's been so warm
Yeah.
and we just kind of feeding off of it. But yeah, I don't go with the mindset of like, let's film this video because it's going to get like, let's just see if we can get a lot of views. It's more like I just want to grow as a channel, and I want to reach as many people to kind of just showcase what I think is fun.
Good answer.
Now, when it comes to you, like, what do you? I remember you saying like you do the kind of the total opposite of me when it comes to filming. Like, you said that you filmed like the entire session, which I witnessed in the game of bike. Like, it was a one endless clip is what you did. So it's I guess sometimes it's is that easier to edit?
It also easier for just filming purposes and not having to deal with 10 different clips can be easier. Uh, but yeah, I'm just there to film what happens and most of the time lately too, I haven't even the reason why I'm not in my videos as much is because I don't want to ask someone to film for me. So if I can't get it with the tripod, I'm not filming it.
Yeah, I feel
So
you.
so I'm mostly filming other people and I'm just like documenting what is happening. There are definitely times where we go out and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do exactly this. Like uh games of bike, fakie challenge type stuff.
Yeah,
But only a few times I've had a couple ideas where I just like went all out and was like, here's what we're going to the skate park to film today. But most of the time it's like just like you, it's whatever feels fun at the time because I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about here, but when you've been riding for long enough and you're in an area where there's not like 30 people who ride, it can get boring to go to the skate park by yourself or with just
absolutely.
one
Yeah,
other person. So like I'm thinking about it right now. There has never been a time in my riding since 2013 that I didn't have something that I was focused on doing while I was at the skate park. Like in 2013, it started with Lip Lords. Going to the skate park, that was the mission. I was filming something for Lip Lords, like progressing to get some trick, taking hours to film that through all those years of Lip Lords. And then I realized just now, it's like, well, now it's kind of the same thing, but it's just filming like whatever we're doing and trying to progress that way.
yeah. I feel like I like filming like that too, where you just go out and film a session and kind of wing it. But I feel like my organization is only really started recently. I'd say in the past like 3 to 6 months because of how much time, like I've said before, how much time I kind of have, and everybody's got different amounts of time. And
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I guess you basically can set your own schedule and how much time you really want to allow yourself. So like, if you want something bad enough, you'll wake up earlier or you'll stay up later.
Yeah.
But with me, it's like, I talked to you before. I want to be able to have that balance between family and fun. And if I'm tired at the end of the night, I don't want to be sitting there for 2, 3, 4 hours editing when I don't want to say like nobody expects me, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Like nobody expects you to put a video out like every day or once a week or you kind of hold to yourself to that expectation. It's like
Yeah.
that's kind of how I was. Like when I first started, I held the expectation of like I want to do one video a week, and then I was like I want to do 3 videos a week, and then 3 videos kind of got like it kind of got hard because I didn't have a formula then to where I was like, oh, we should just. I was doing what we talked about before, where I would film one day and put it out the next day.
Yeah.
But now I film like 2 or 3 in one day. But I'll like right now they're already all the videos are already stacked up for the week and they're already edited and pre put on there.
Wow.
But like next week's videos will be like filmed if my daughter isn't sick tomorrow. Will be filmed like tomorrow and through the weekend, and
Yeah.
maybe even more than that. So like I found that to be easier for me editing wise because I found like a formula to where if I already know what I'm filming kind of before we get to the skate park, I know how to edit in my head, so I know it's easier for me when I'm behind the screen. If you know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. I wish that I could be that like ahead. I'm almost never that ahead. The only time I've ever had that many videos stacked up is when we went to California and I didn't want to work on anything while I was out there. So I got all of the videos for the entire time we were out there stacked. But I can't do that because it takes me way longer to edit something than you.
Gotcha. See, my whole thing is yeah. So when it comes down to filming and editing, I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know if it's the same thing with you. My buddy John knows it's like an obsession of mine. Like not necessarily getting a video and putting it out to people. It's seriously like the process, the filming,
Mm-hmm.
and then editing in my head, and then kind of picturing how I want it all to look, and then making it look that way in the video. Like that's so satisfying to me. Whether people want to like it or dislike it or trash it or be hyped on in the comments, I'm hyped on it. Like no matter what the project is, every video I put out, I've always been excited to put out. And there have been times. I'm kind of curious if this is the same with you. Has there ever been a time where you've literally filmed a video and you're like, I'm not into it. I'm not gonna put it out.
There's a couple of videos that I just didn't even edit because I was just like, yeah, I don't know about that. And then I got so much other stuff going on that it's really easy to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that and just not do that one.
Yeah.
A couple
I've
times
been that
that's
way
happened.
recently. It happened recently where we were just like, I was kind of burnt out from like riding all day.
Yeah.
And we filmed another video at Glasgow on these like manual pads, and it just didn't. As I was going through it, I just didn't feel like energized when I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When I was editing it, I was like, if I'm not going to feel that, I want people to feel that. And if I'm not going to feel that behind the computer, then they're not going to.
Right.
And I don't want to put out something that isn't fun.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way about a video I filmed yesterday. We filmed a game of bike, and it was just kind of like super low energy, but I'm still gonna put it out because it was natural. It wasn't like we were like burn out or anything. It wasn't like we were crazy or going crazier, and it was chill. It feels like it was gonna be more like when people watch it, they might be like, yeah, that feels like when I'm riding.
Okay.
Because it's like not the craziest thing you've ever seen happening and people freaking out about it.
Yeah.
That's the other
it's
thing.
It's more like they're just hanging out with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And the other thing too is I'm sure there's people who probably feel like I'm like over exaggerating when I'm yelling in videos, but like I'm exactly the same when I'm not filming as when I am.
Yep.
I freak out about everything.
Hey, I got a question for you. You don't have to put names if you don't want to, like if it puts you on the spot. But like, have you come across riders or like other BMX YouTubers? And by all means, like, just let you know, I'm a little ignorant to like who has YouTube channels and who doesn't. Like, I know you have one. I know Scotty has one, obviously, and Spencer. I mean, I kind of know. I knew Harry had one, but like in general, like I don't know when people were talking about Panza. I don't really know him like that. And the other dude from New York, what's his name?
Billy Perry.
Yeah, so like I don't. Have you come across riders or like people that are doing YouTube that aren't the same behind camera as they are like to you?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple very. I know. I mean, you have that same answer as me. I'm sure you've experienced it. I've actually heard from people who know these people that as soon as YouTube stuff started, it just like they weren't the same person anymore, and that their writing completely changed and stuff.
To kind of cater to the audience, or like to kind of cater to just putting out videos?
That the second
Okay.
part. Um, yeah, they said it stopped being about writing and started just being about videos and making stuff. And I mean, even the guys in New York, I've heard them talk about how, or it was actually Austin Augie. He was talking about how he kind of got sick of just filming the normal stuff he was filming because every time he would be with Anthony Panza or Billy Perry, something would happen and they would all run and get their cameras and film the exact same thing.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so
So
it's like,
they're basically. I know you're saying. I've seen that happen before. Where people, instead of kind of just enjoying the moment, they'd rather like oversaturate the moment.
or just
You know what I'm saying?
feel obligated to film it. I feel that all the
Absolutely.
time, where it's like, oh my god, this is crazy. I need to film this.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I'm definitely like I'm all ears for like how other people do their videos. I mean, I would always like to have a conversation with those guys. I feel like maybe like other channels, like I've talked to Spencer about stuff like this before, and he's literally the same eye to eye exactly with how I feel on how other YouTubers are or people that do YouTube, and he is exactly the same on and off camera. Like,
yeah,
and he's one of those people that like we don't when we like collaborated one time. He would purposely, and I was new to it even more then than I am now. Like if we were, he'd be like, hey, let's get like 5 or 6 clips on your video of me, and then we'll switch around and do that instead of it being like we both film the same clips at different angles. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that kind of taught me a little bit.
yeah. Well, you can always learn something from other people and the way they do things.
But that's another thing I learned from that he did, which I'm kind of like curious. And you said you film everything. He does this thing. I'm trying to see if I get it right. He does this thing where it's called edit delete or something. Basically, he edits his videos while he's riding. So like he'll delete clips while he's riding. So like if he's filming a session on a pad or something like that, and the first 5 minutes isn't that, he'll like cut it on his camera so that all he has to do is whatever's in his timeline is what he edits.
Oh man, I
Yeah, and
could not
but he
do
told
that.
me like, yeah, he told me horror stories where like he like filmed something and then he went to do that whole little edit delete thing and it deleted like half a video. I was so pissed.
Yeah, I could not do that. I've accidentally deleted Lip Lord's clips by
Oh,
not having enough space, and then I accidentally deleted the one that I landed, so I had to do it again.
oh damn,
Yeah.
that's the
Um,
worst.
there's a couple questions in here,
All
a
right,
little far back. One person, Aaron, asked if you ever rode in Boise.
in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah,
Yep, we've been there once.
gotcha. And then while we were talking about the whole like filming something and not wanting to put it out thing, someone asked if we'd ever put one out and wished that you hadn't.
I've never. I think like looking back on a video when I first started my channel, I think like I didn't know what to do. Like I guess I was looking for inspiration of other people that do YouTube, not even in the BMX world. I was just trying to find out. I told you before, I was like looking up how to vlog, I guess you would say,
Yeah,
and how the editing process would go. So I guess there's like 2 videos where I in the very beginning where like they're like 5 minutes long where I didn't you could really tell that I didn't know what I was doing. I literally just kind of filmed the day and kind of didn't talk in front of the camera and just kind of snipped it together. So
yeah,
I mean I leave them up there for me to kind of look back on and but I don't. I've never put out something and been like, no, I wish that never went out because I never get because if I feel that way when I'm editing it, I don't even put it out.
right.
And there's literally I think there's been like 3 videos that I've felt that way about, and it's always been because we just been tired that day or just the energy wasn't there in the video, and I don't want to give people. I mean, not necessarily to fake it in front of the camera because I mean that's how it is. Like I don't want to be like low energy. Like if John or somebody was to land a trick and it actually is sick, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
sweet,
saying? Like I want
rad.
to give him, yeah, I want to give him real props, and I feel like I've never not put out a video because I thought the tricks were stupid. It's just when I'm editing it, I'm like, this isn't that fun, and I don't want to put out something that isn't fun for people to watch.
Right. The big one for me is if I'm filming and I feel that way, I just stop filming
I've done
for
that too.
that
Yeah.
moment in time because I filmed the whole session. If
Yep.
something feels weird or something like that, I just won't film. Like the other day or last night, we were going to film a game of bike, and there was someone in the room, and like he was trying to ride. So like I'm not. I just didn't start filming until he left, and like we didn't make him feel like he needed to leave or anything like that. Still just giving him props, doing just normal riding until he
Yeah.
felt like he was done, and then he left the room. So we started filming. But
Now, did you find did you feel like did you feel like maybe that person felt awkward that you were going to do? Did you already have the camera out?
well, it's just my phone, and I always have it, so it's like it wasn't
Okay.
like noticeable or anything. And he rode for a good bit before he left the room, so I don't think he felt weird or anything like that.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. Like people will purposely kind of either, I mean, it's both ends. People either really want to be in it and they'll like get behind the camera and like try to be all funny behind people, or they'll be the total opposite. And as soon as you pull out a camera, they're out. Like they're too cool, you know. When
Yeah,
we're just
oh
over
dude,
literally
that
filming what we were gonna do anyway.
Cleveland is the epitome of too cool. But yeah. Someone just brought up a really good point. He's talking about. Uh, he said he's talked to me about it. He's saying how it's so weird to talk to the camera. Did you feel weird when you first started doing that?
I did, and I've been talking about my buddy John doing like a fun little series on my channel called the John Show. But the whole thing is like he's I'm saying this like in a funny way. Like he's really bad with talking on camera. Like,
Yeah,
and trust me, I was too in the beginning. But you don't start just talking, or at least I don't just start talking to the camera. I kind of know what I'm going to talk about for at least the first like 30 seconds in my head, and I'll
yeah.
say whatever already kind of got stored in my head. Now talking to the camera, a lot of the biggest mistake that I think I made early on was like looking to the side at myself.
Oh, at the screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because and then I'm like, oh crap, like I'm sitting here and I'm like editing. I'm like, oh that sucks.
that's funny.
But yeah, I don't feel like I. I think in the very beginning, I felt really. I might have felt a little awkward when other people like kind of stared at me when you're filming. But you got to have a thick skin because there's always going to be people that just look at you like, oh, this guy like really weird. But like they don't understand that you're not talking to just a camera. You're talking to your whole entire audience and
Right.
whoever in the future is going to be your audience. That's how I picture it. Just
Yeah.
picturing this like people that I'm speaking to.
I try to not talk to the camera when people are around. Like,
Are you a little
period.
subconscious about it?
Yeah, I don't want to do that when there's people around. And I feel like it's when I'm by myself, it's like I'm sessioning, and then the people who are watching it are like kind of there ish.
Yeah.
But whenever there's people around, it's about documenting the session. And like, so I'll point the camera at myself while I'm talking in general to the person I'm talking to or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'll try and do it in a nonchalant way. So I'm not talking to the camera, but I am at the same time, but I'm talking to someone else. Um, it's a little
No,
weird.
yeah, I think I felt awkward. I don't know. Like I feel like as people begin maybe to know who you are, and I'm trying to say this like in a way like if you're in an area where people know who you are, like your local skate park, I feel like you'd be a lot more comfortable than if you're in an area where like how I was at the wheel mill with you, and like I only knew like you and a few other people, and we
Yeah.
had like 30 or 40 people around us, and I just had to like put on thick skin and kind of just do it because I knew that would at least make the video as far as like me kind of giving direction of what people are going to be seeing next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it's totally different whenever I'm at my local park versus Ray's.
Yeah,
Like if I'm at the local park and there's two skateboarders there, I don't care.
yeah. Now, do you find it more of an issue with like old heads or younger people? Do you find like younger guys or girls are just like kind of into it, or the older guys are more into it?
No one's ever really said anything. I mean, the people who come up and talk to me are mostly older guys, but it's a pretty even mix somewhat.
Another thing that kind of got me past the point of like feeling awkward talking to the camera in front of people was knowing that the majority, if not 100% of the people at the skate park watch YouTube videos of people speaking in front of the camera. So like,
Yeah.
they would be super hypocritical if they're going to sit there and talk crap about me. And I'm like, I guarantee you, you watch a YouTube video today, is what I would tell them.
Oh, guaranteed. I've
Yeah,
never even had that thought before. That's so true. Everybody watches somebody talk to the camera, even if it's on TV.
exactly. Yeah, true, right? But I mean, it's
TV's
just a
even
little bit
more.
different. Yeah, like there's a couple people I know that like refuse to hold the camera out and talk to it. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever their thing is. Maybe they're just worried about what other people think of them, or it's just their own pet peeve. They just think it's stupid or something. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to like do what I do and kind of have fun with it and showcase it. But as
Absolutely.
far as your camera gear, what do you here? Let's give a setup rundown to people. What's your setup that your go-to setup, and then kind of like your whole rundown of what you have in your bag that you don't necessarily use on a regular basis.
I thought about doing a bag check, but I went against that thought because people can be shady.
Oh, I like take it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
My setup for most of the videos I film is right here.
Dude,
This is
that's what I used when I started. Like nobody believed me. I did that little microphone you saw on my camera. I
yeah.
got like the Rode it's like a handle thing. It had like a hot shoe for the microphone on the top.
Yeah.
I filmed probably like the first year on my cell phone.
That's I mean, dude, I am a video professional. Like that is what I do. And I still use this for most of my videos.
How much storage you got on that thing?
It's the 256 gigabyte one.
Now,
So
is it filming in 1080p or 4K?
I film 4K.
Okay.
But it's like it's good enough. It works, and no one has ever. I mean, actually, a couple people have complained, like way long time ago, but not in a long time. People don't care about the quality, and I would rather having this in your hand, just like this,
Yep.
is so much more comfortable for someone you're riding with
Yeah.
than a camera. Because they see
Yeah.
phones all the time, so I'm just like, they don't even know most of the time. Like, I had a session where Hamilton and I went and rode street, and I put out the video from it, and he watched it, and he's like, he thought it was awesome, and he's like, I didn't even know you were filming for most of that. I'm like, yeah, like, it's just try to be inconspicuous and capture what's actually happening.
Now, how do you get your clips from that to your computer? Do you have a Mac or?
Yeah, I have a Mac, so I just use image capture and drag
Gotcha.
the clips just like anything else.
Yeah.
I'm way behind on some questions, but Fred Reisker asked if we ever consider riding some concrete and trails in Pittsburgh this year.
I mean, as spring comes, yeah, I'm down. I mean, I'll give you an idea and some dates. I'll be in Pittsburgh if you want to go and meet up. We can meet up at South Park, and I think there's like another park called
Carnegie and Pitcher.
Yep.
Carnegie is, I guess, Pitcher and Carnegie are the same thing. Imperial. There's a lot of good skate parks in Pittsburgh. Let's see. Then Aaron Ashcraft said, don't let people bother you. It's 2020. If they can't figure out that you're creating content when you have a camera in your hand, they aren't worth stressing over. True.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, the one thing I think I kind of don't like about people these days is just the fact that everybody's quick to assume why you're making videos, because I guess a lot of people, the people that would assume, and a lot of people in general, make videos because they're looking for that quick feeling, you know, like, oh, I want to be able to get this video out, I want to grow, but they don't understand it takes time and effort, and if you really love what you're doing, you'll spend the time and effort into it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people are in that whole, I'm trying to look for the right word here, where they're basically a quick fix, you know? Just...
Yeah, and well, there's definitely some people out there who are making videos solely for the purposes of making money and like being internet famous. Yeah. We're definitely not those people.
Yeah, definitely. And I call that out to, like, like I mean I don't watch a lot of YouTube content. You called me out when I told you that like the idea I wanted to do for the podcast thing. You're like, oh, like that changed my mind, dude. I that's the type of stuff I like to watch because it's like my disconnect for the week. I
Yeah.
like to be able to like just laugh,
Well, that's
and
so
that whole Steven
entertaining.
Crowder stuff is so funny.
It is so funny.
And then when I get on, and then when like YouTube stuff pops up, you'd be surprised. Like, I watch a lot more mountain bike content than I do BMX. I mean, I see your stuff pops up. I mean, obviously, I'll catch up on Scotty's here and there when I can.
Yeah.
But like, it's really not my first thing I watch. I would like to do like a little Q&A one day, like basically like asking like my top YouTube channels I subscribe to. And people will be really surprised or offended.
You should do that on your channel. That'd be cool.
It'd be kind of funny.
Dude, I would get laughed at for mine. I've got some funny ones and a giant range of things.
Yeah.
All the way from like,
Well, Eric, give me some hints. What do you subscribe to? How about this? Tell me your 3 favorite channels you subscribe to that aren't BMX.
I can't pick favorites because the reason that I'm subscribed to them is because I want to watch them. So I watch all of them and almost everything they post.
That's funny.
Probably the weirdest, and I don't even care if anyone says anything about it. For some reason, I just get a kick out of watching people open old Pokemon cards. See, it's
My
funny.
my wife would love that. She'd love to hear that. So it's a channel of a guy just opening Pokemon cards. That's all he's doing.
Dude, there's a couple different ones. And then, okay, I feel like there's 32 people in here, so if I made this video later, it would be fine. And then it goes all the way to like a random dude who has aquariums in Canada.
What? Like, what does he make them, or is he just has them at his house?
Both. The reason why I subscribed to his channel in the first place was because he was hand building a 2,000-gallon aquarium with like concrete, like cinder blocks and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. I want to see this when it's done.
Yeah.
And now I watch most of his videos.
Dude, thinking back on it, so I like to watch that guy from Jerry Rig Everything because I love seeing stuff getting taken apart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like, obviously, Steven Crowder. A lot of people will either love or hate that.
How much of his stuff do you actually watch, though? Because he puts out a big range of things.
Who, Crowder?
Yeah.
Probably not everything, depending on who he's interviewing. So, like, whenever he does the Change My Minds, I have to because I love seeing like if he's gonna get assaulted or what his rebuttals are to people and just how stupid people sound sometimes. I mean, granted, mine's just an opinion. It's just my opinion right there that people sound stupid when they are uneducated on a topic, but my opinion's valid. But as far as like stuff that's not bike riding related, let's see. So we got him. This is a tough one. I just like political satire. This guy Mark Dice, he's funny as heck. He does like Man on the Street where he'll just walk around and just kind of like interview people and ask them questions about certain things that aren't true. He'd be like, he'd be like, so the White House is putting up a paper for everyone to sign, and they're going to be changing the color of the White House to brown. But how do you like? And people believe it.
That
and
is
it's just the funniest stuff for me. But as far as getting back to the whole YouTube stuff, like your camera gear is different than mine. So I still film with my cell phone on a rare occasion, depending if I want a second angle. But I find it easier to use a memory card versus using my phone. Now, is that your phone that you use like when you're talking and texting as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have this.
What is that?
Panasonic GH4.
Oh, okay. Nice.
This is what I use for like what I call real stuff. So like at the wheel mill, after most people left, I busted out my real camera and filmed a real clip for like a real video. I think that's a big misconception too. I guess not misconception. People just don't know. I have like over 100 like real camera clips stacked up and a full part edited for a full-length video that I'm working on, in addition to all the YouTube stuff.
That's awesome. You know what you should do? You should probably film a behind the scenes of you filming. I'm sure you already have the clips, but like you should put out a video once your web edit or video comes out of like just behind the scenes of you just kind of showcasing kind of what it took to film it and edit it, and maybe even the blood, sweat, and tears to kind of go into each trick. I think that'd be pretty unique.
Yeah, I probably have to go into it with the mindset that I was going to do that, because most of the time someone else is filming and they're just filming for the attempts, not really what's going on between them.
Gotcha.
I've done that before with like Lip Lord's tricks, just because I set it up on a tripod, film minutes at a time, so everything's there. So I've got a couple videos on my channel where it's like every single attempt at 5-tap no foot can, stuff like that.
How long is that video?
I don't know. I might not have even done that one yet, but that trick took me 3 different days of trying for the entire session.
I've had that happen before. You just like one of those days you just feel good. You gotta lead yourself up to it, and I mean I've had that happen before with tricks like that to this day. Like I've done like once or twice, and I go out to do it now. I'm like I don't even know where that balance is. I can't even do it.
Oh yeah, most of the tricks that have been in Lip Lord's videos are that one and done forever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always had the mindset that I have the know-how to make my videos like super 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 high quality, but the amount of time it would take to actually do that, I don't have yet. So if things ever did get to the point where like somehow I was making enough off of YouTube to have that as a full-time job, that I would just take things to a totally another level.
That's kind of what I was thinking as well. Like recently, I was talking to my buddy John. I was like, "Hey, what do you think if I start a Subscribe Star?" It's kind of like Patreon, which you have that. But I was going to Subscribe Star because I feel like it's a lot of people have been giving better reviews that have that and Patreon. They'll say that they like Subscribe Star more as far as like it's easier for their viewers to kind of engage, and as far as contributing to it. And I was gonna do like 3 different tiers. I don't know. It's just a matter of like, at least until YouTube does that whole thing where they can do the join button on like everybody's thing.
Oh yeah.
Because right now I don't know. I think I read it this week. I might be a little wrong, but I think like they start doing that like 30,000 subscribers, which is
they lowered
crazy.
It was 100,000, so it's cool if they lowered it to 30.
They should lower it to 1,000. They should just let it be whatever it is. Like they shouldn't have all these like crazy reasons on why you can't like put advertisements on your videos. Like you should be able to put an ad on your video the day that you start a channel.
It used to be like that, and they had to take that back because there was a lot of people putting ads on a lot of really bad stuff.
Okay. Is that what that Coppa thing is that I've been like seeing recently?
Coppa came from the fact that parents don't parent their kids enough to know that a kid under 13 is on an adult on the full YouTube website when they're not actually supposed to be by law.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be on YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
So it got into a thing where you're not allowed to collect data on people or under the age of 13. And so YouTube got in trouble because parents are letting their kids use their YouTube account to watch videos and stuff, and inadvertently collecting data.
How do they collect data? How does that work?
I'm not positive. I'm not totally sure on it, but it just turned into a giant thing where everyone now has to delegate. You've dealt with it on every video you upload, whether or not your video is made for kids.
The thing is, I know what you're saying. Like, so you're saying you select each thing, right? I'm gonna hop in my car in a second. You're saying on each video you select like a certain tab and say not for kids.
I have it set up so that they're just set to be not for kids.
That's what I did on mine. I have it set up on mine to where like everyone that's uploaded it just says not for kids. But do you think that's gonna hurt creators in the long run?
The ones who have to say yes on it, I think it definitely could, because
like actual kid creator channel.
Yeah, because it puts them into a pool where now you aren't. Oh, that's how it was for advertisements. So it was using targeted ads. So kids under the age of 13 were watching videos. YouTube was collecting that data to decide what ads should be put. What ads to serve to those kids. And so that is considered collecting data on someone under 13.
Okay.
So now if someone's creating videos that are designated for someone under the age of 13, they have to designate it so that those targeted ads can't be used.
Gotcha.
So it becomes a more generalized ad, which is a cheaper ad, which puts you into a pool that where you just the ad is less and you immediately make less off of it.
Yeah. So I don't like you've driven into this more than I have. So like, is there like certain topics that you can and can't, or you would or wouldn't talk about on your videos to kind of make sure that you at least get the right ads or like certain ads in your channel? Do you even focus on that?
No, because I think it's mostly based on a generalization of your channel and what a video might be about. So like I have hunting videos on my channel. Those videos have hunting ads because YouTube knows that that's
Okay.
what it's about. I've seen bike ads on my videos before because it's about bikes. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah, but when it comes to the whole kids thing, it's like it's it's not our fault. It's YouTube's fault, but YouTube is putting it on to all of the people who make videos.
Yeah, they're passing it on to everyone else.
Yeah, which I mean, whatever. It doesn't affect me because there's something. Did you follow any of that controversy at all?
I didn't see it until recently. Like my buddy Matt was like, "Yo, man, did you change your channel thing to conform to the Coppa thing?" I was like, "I have no idea what that is." Like, I know you you probably were like laughing at me when I told you before. I was like, "How do I change this?" Like, I really don't. Like, I'm just now starting to kind of read the analytics and get into stuff. And when he told me about the Coppa thing, I had to like legit like look it up. And then after I looked it up, I saw that there was a thing in my inbox on YouTube telling you like the new guidelines and to watch a certain video. Like they send you the video link to watch and how to
Yeah.
abide by the guidelines. I was like, wow, this is like pretty real.
Well, the crazy thing about it is that came out and it was like an insane long thing, like hundreds of pages that had to be gone through. And at first, everyone was freaking out, like, "Oh no, we're going to get this $43,000 fine on our videos if we don't designate it correctly." So everyone's like scared, like, "Oh no, if we don't do this right, and they find out the FCC's or yeah, FTC, whatever, they're going to fine us." And it came out after the fact that someone read through all this stuff and they found a thing in this writing that said like if your content that you're making, I hate that word content, if what you're making is made for a general audience, not just for kids, so it could be something that anyone could be appealing to anyone, then the entire COPPA thing does not apply to you whatsoever.
But I saw something about like if you see like gamers are kind of getting hit with it. Gamers get hit with it, and then people that do like reviews of movies or like comic movies and stuff like that, because it can still reach a bunch of kids. So like, what's that to stop them from like hitting BMX channels or even bike riding related channels? Because just not a bunch of old heads ride BMX. Like a lot of kids like follow your content, my content, your favorite word content.
Supposedly it's not supposed to matter and it's written into it, and there really should be a third category in that thing, but I think YouTube just wants it to be definitive.
Yeah,
Either yes, it's directly only made for kids, or no, it's not.
yeah,
And it's supposed to be, it's probably people getting wrongly put into a category which you can appeal, but I'm not worried about it, just purely for the fact that the majority of the people who tune in here are 25 and older.
yeah. I noticed that too when I looked at my analytics. It's like I think it was like a small percentage, like 10%, or like the first one, which I think is like what 13 to 16 or 18 or something like that. The
Yeah.
majority of mine are like 24 to 35, 35 to whatever the next one is. So it's like right in the middle, which is cool because I'd rather talk to that audience because that's kind of where I'd rather talk to. I feel like they'll be a lot more real. They're not quick to sit there and like be keyboard warriors.
Yeah, I
Which I
don't.
haven't really had a lot of those. That's another question. It's like, do you get like hate messages or comments or just like crappy people just coming in there just to kind of give their 2 cents, just to say whatever? or do you like just try to get a rise out of you? What do you get?
Sometimes, but not too much. But there's two things that people like to say stuff about on a regular basis. One, my hair, and two, my handlebars. and at this point though, I'm at the point where like I'm gonna ride these handlebars forever
Yeah,
because I like them and because of that. And I'm gonna keep this hair because like
because you love Hawthorne Heights.
I actually don't like them.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I like dry sense of humor. I did this with my buddy John because my buddy John had like longer hair than you, and he loved Hawthorne Heights. We're
Yeah.
talking like them Bayside. I forget what concert we went to like a long time ago, and it was like them Bayside and I don't know another band. But it's beside the point. He did the hair the same way, not as you, but like how Hawthorne Heights used to have it, like
Yeah.
across the thing, and then he would like straighten it. It was
Yeah.
funny as hell. But no, I'm just messing with you. That's how I would honestly. That's how I would react. Like if I was you and somebody said, "Oh, your hair is this and that," but like, sorry, I'd really look up the Hawthorne Heights. I would just literally just take it on the chin and make fun of it. You know? Like
Well,
it's my
that's
favorite band.
the whole thing about it is like people say that like they're offended that I have this hair or those bars, and I'm like, look, you don't look in the mirror at it every day. You don't ride that bike every day.
I wonder if they're bald.
I don't even care.
They could be hating.
Yeah, the main thing is just like if I had short hair and rode normal handlebars, like then you're even that much more similar to everyone else.
Yeah, but that's not the reason why you are the way you are. You're not doing it to really try to be different. You do it because you like it.
Yeah, it's just who I am.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also something that differentiates things. So it's like, yeah, I've had people say that stuff so much where I'm like, dude, you know what? Fine, just gonna cut my hair. And then I got to the point where I was like, no, that's like everyone has a gimmick. Everyone's got their gimmick. I'm like, my hair is who I am, but it's also my gimmick because that's what people like to say.
Your hair defines you.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie that would be in, but like some guy, like might have been like Ron Burgundy or one of those things, where like the guy's like talking about his mustache and how his mustache defines him. That's how basically what you're saying about your hair. Now, with like haters like that, do you delete their comments? So like somebody told me recently, they were like, why do you like somebody commented like something negative? I leave the comments on there. Like every comment stays on my videos. And they're like, why do you address them? And why do you leave them up there? I was like, why not? Like, I mean, I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to leave it up there. And half the time they're pretty surprised that I even respond. Yeah. I don't respond like being super negative or yelling back. I literally address it how I would in person. Like if you were talking about how I was riding or something like that, I'd be like, all right, well, I would address it how I'm supposed to. And I would leave the comment up there. And somebody had recommended, they were like, would you let somebody scream at you in your house and just let them sit on your couch and continue to scream at you? And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, you would kick him out, right? And I was like, I guess so, yeah. He goes, just delete the comment. That's what it is. You're kicking him out. I was like, yeah, but then it's like, then I'm giving them satisfaction that they're getting under your skin, you know? Like, yeah. And I guess I can see what they were saying, because at the end of the day, like your YouTube channel is your house, like you have control. But my control is just leaving it up there and letting other people see what shitty people sound like. That's
exactly why I don't delete things unless it's so bad. Like there's a line. If you cross the line, yeah, I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna block you from being able to comment. But it's a long line. Like you gotta be pretty extreme to cross that line. And otherwise, the best thing to do for me that I found when someone asks these things is just to ask why. Because then the person thinks about it and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, why? And then they're like, then you realize, oh, my only answer that I can say back is like, I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're basically testing their intelligence.
Yep.
Now, as far as, I feel like the only time I've ever deleted somebody's comment, it wasn't even towards me. Like I've jumped in comments before in my video and I've seen like somebody arguing with somebody else, and then like they'll like see their profile picture and start getting all like derogatory and like super mean, and I'm like, all right, you're out of here. Yeah. Like if it's me, whatever, I'll leave it up there. But like you're having an argument with a person, it's like 30 comments deep right now, and I'm not having that.
Dude, it's fun to delete the first one because then you know that they're like, where to go?
Yeah.
Or, oh my gosh, delete like certain ones so it looks like the other person's deleting their stuff.
Sabotage them.
Yeah. Oh god, that's
Fun.
funny.
What are people saying in the chat?
Shout out to Park Tool.
Nice. Oh, do they sponsor your channel? They sponsor you?
Me. I mean, me and my channel, I guess.
Cool.
Like, my connection there just emailed me today because they thought about like a work table that they have, and they're like, do you think you could use this so you don't have to always, so you have somewhere to put things instead of using the floor?
That's awesome.
And I was like, you know, I never really thought about that. That's a really good idea.
That's awesome.
Um,
I'm asking because I saw like another, I think it was a mountain biker. It looks like he was sponsored by Park Tool.
Seth's Bike Hacks.
Not just Seth. There was another one where like he had like, it almost looked like the border of his like workbench top was all like Park Tool, Park Tool, Park Tool, and then the backdrop was black and blue, all Park Tool stuff hung up. When I find the video, I'll send you the link on Instagram or through text. But it looked like he never announced that he was, but it was pretty obvious that they sponsored the videos or his channel because it was like, I mean, he had everything: cheering stand bolted to the table.
Well, it's possible, but dude, there is like a cult following behind Park Tool that I did not know about until a little bit before and after I got involved with them. People go crazy over that stuff. They do their whole garage out. Like there's a guy who used to work at the bike shop that I ride for, who was like obsessed with Park Tool, and when he found out about it, he was like going crazy. And then when he bought a new house, he totally did his garage up to be like exactly what you're saying.
That's awesome.
It's
So
pretty.
is that stuff pretty expensive? Is it premium because it's like a good product?
I mean, it's not like cheap, but it's also not expensive.
Like it's not like Snap-on expensive.
No, like the T-handle Allen set, they just came out with a new set where the T part of it actually slides, so you could turn it into like a L or something. And then I think it even has like a collar on the actual like part of it where you can twist it and hold this thing in place while you're twisting it. The whole set of those is $130.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, and it's all metal, so it's like it's not
Now,
crazy.
do they like back their products as far as like warranty or like a limited time warranty type thing? Yeah.
I think so. I'm not positive on that one. I've never experienced anything breaking to ever even have to think about that, and no one's ever.
I've broken like books of Allen keys. You know, like if you have a book and you're like really trying to torque it, like the little screw that holds all of them together.
Yeah.
One time snapped the plastic. Not on a Park one. It was another brand. I was just curious because usually when people like invest, like what you were saying, your buddy will like invest that much time and money into a product, you probably would want to see if like the company would give in return if it broke, you know, or failed.
Well, since we're talking about it and I represent them, I'll go directly from their website. It says, how long does the coverage last? This warranty is for the lifetime of the original purchaser, except pumps, stools, torque wrenches, electronic tools, and power supplies. Those are for
stuff that like wears out.
Yeah, those are 1 year.
Damn, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
That's awesome.
The chat. Let's see. Do you know of Stoney, old fat guy BMX?
What's his real name?
He calls himself Stoney. You should check out his channel. His stuff's good because he's literally like he's an old fat guy, but he's not really fat anymore. He lost a lot of weight from riding.
Bro, you got to get politically correct. It might be
that's his name.
Be offended. I'm just kidding.
That's his name, not mine.
Might get offended, bro.
But yeah, he's in here talking. He's just a rad dude. He's done interviews with like Scotty. Who else? Just he went to that Hell Track thing in Texas, I'm pretty sure. And
what's he look like? Like, I'm trying to think. Like, because I think I might have seen an interview he did with, like somebody did with Scotty. He's not the one with the tattoo on the face, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how to explain what he looks like, honestly.
Well, if he's in here, tell him. Well, he can hear me. Shoot me a DM or like comment on one of my photos or videos or whatever, and I'll find your channel and I'll check you out. I think it'd be pretty cool. Brant proves, and I'll find you.
Right. I do. You look like you're ready to get off here.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just chilling, dude. I'm chilling in
Okay.
my car now.
Okay.
Good. I'm down to hang out, dude. It's good to kind of get out of the house. And my daughter is like, she had like a slight temp, so I'm kind of happy to kind of get away from that. I'm kind of surprised I'm not sick myself, so
Give
it's
it a
good.
week and you'll be sick.
Right.
That's
It's the thing with kids, like they're constantly like sick or not sick. So it's like, it is what it is. I'm just hoping to be able to like put her into daycare tomorrow and I can kind of get out and do my own thing because I've been like stuck in the house the past 2 days.
yeah.
And it's not even to like sound kind of like I want to do me. It's just I want to get out of the house. And I feel like it would be bad if I took my sick child out of the house and just get everyone else sick, you know?
Right, exactly. Speaking of that, so you film your videos like during the day usually?
Yeah, so like schedule usually goes to where I'll wake up around like 6:30 or 7. I try to wake up a little bit before my daughter and then kind of get some things done around the house, and then I'll wake her up, spend time probably from like 7 to 9. I'll like spend the mornings with her, like breakfast, books, fun stuff, and then I'll take her into daycare, and then that's when usually I'll text my friends. I'll be like, yo, you guys trying to ride? I want to ride here, I want to ride there. You want to come out? Some of them will come out when I do because I think John is more like he likes to come out when I do because he's like competitive with me in the sense where he's like, if this dude can wake up this early and do this and this and this, I got to. Like that's how John is. And he's like, because he knows I'll call him out. Like I'm like, dude, don't be lazy. Like don't sleep till 10:30 or 11. Like, and I'm not saying anyone's watching this is lazy like that. If that's what you like to do, I don't require a lot of sleep, and I
Yeah.
get very antsy when I wake up. I want to just go. I don't like sitting on the couch and unless I'm watching like something late at night. I don't like if it's daytime, it's nice out. I want to be out. So yeah, I try to film my videos during the day. Between 9, I think the latest I'll go sometimes like 3 because then I want to be able to like have everything back at home unloaded in time to be able to like pick up my daughter, hang out with her, and then I'm invested with my uncle into a business, which I don't really put out there because I don't want like how like there's shady people online, like you said. I don't want people to kind of attack something that I'm affiliated with, but that isn't mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I kind of don't put that out there. But yeah, so I do that the other portion of the day, and then in the evening I'll go home and hang out with the wife and edit a little bit. But tonight I'm not gonna be hanging out with her because she's already in bed because she has to be somewhere super early tomorrow morning. So that's basically my schedule in a nutshell.
Nice. That's cool. In the middle of all that, John said, "You better not be sick. We have vids to film, bro."
Yeah. Well, I haven't even asked him because I've been so busy today. I was like going to ask him how his nuts are doing because that video doesn't come out till Friday, I don't think. Yeah, he tried. There's that flare video comes out tomorrow, but the one where he got super hurt on this mini bike or whatever comes out Friday, and he was like he couldn't walk without his legs being super wide.
Oh my gosh!
Like it was one of those videos where I was laughing so hard, and not at him, just like our reactions. I was laughing so hard when I was editing it that it started to bring me to like tears. And I'm like, dude, this is gonna be great. Like people are gonna love this.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I've got like here's another question. Do you have like an idea folder in your phone, like a little notes folder, like different ideas you want to film?
Not for like YouTube stuff. I've got an entire gigantic, actually. Where did my phone
trick list
go? Dude, my trick list, I'm just going to pull that up and scroll through it real quick, really quick, so no one steals my tricks. I'm writing stuff in it every day.
I have like a list. Holy tamale. Dude, I was thinking like, what the hell? I was thinking like 10 or 12. You got like 5 or 6 finger licks down. You're like,
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there that I've landed that I just put done beside, but dude,
that's cool.
I'm just always thinking of stuff, and I'm to the point with things where I need specific setups for a lot of the stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been putting like lists together for like different videos, and a lot of them I'm waiting for snow. I'm waiting to like do things for snow, and I'm waiting for warm weather and just like kind of like the right skate park or like the right setup to be able to kind of film certain videos. I've got a bunch of how-to videos kind of lined up, and that was another question of mine. Do you feel like you can't film certain videos due to other people filming something similar? And if you do, why?
It kind of just depends. Like, I didn't want to make a how to bunny hop video because so many other people had done it. But then I get to a point where I'm like, oh, I want to have a Tuesday tip video, and a bunny hop video would be a good one to do. So I'm just going to do it, even though
Yeah,
people. And I try actually to not look at what other people have done. Like, most of my videos that are tip videos, I didn't even see what anyone else had done before I put it out.
yeah. So my whole reasoning behind asking that question is because I don't. I've mainly rely on the audience for like video ideas like that, and whether or not I've kind of seen something pop up, like somebody had mentioned for me to do, like recently in today's videos, like do Walmart game a bike, and I know people do that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, I'll probably do like Facebook Marketplace thrift bike. That will do. I'll change up a little bit, but
Yeah.
like just because somebody does it doesn't mean that somebody else shouldn't, because somebody's gonna have a different take. And like,
Right.
so like the how-to videos I've done on my channel, other people have done. But the thing is, my way of breaking things down and maybe telling someone how to do a trick might help them that maybe somebody else, maybe like Panza did, that wouldn't help them. Or like
Right.
my way of breaking it down. So like everybody's got something different to offer. And I've actually had those comments and videos where somebody says like, I just got done watching like 5 different how to bar spin videos, and like yours is resonating, and I'm kind of able to like understand what you're saying with like the way you pinch your your calves together, your feet together on the cranks to be able to get your knees to be tighter. And like people take things from different videos to kind of make it to where they can be successful with that trick, you know?
Yep. Absolutely. I I also try to go into it with the mindset that, like, I'm going to make my video better than any other one that exists out
Yeah.
there in this thing.
Yep.
Um,
That's a good way to do it though, because it's like if you're not doing, I mean, you're doing it for yourself there. So like you're doing it because you want to put out a great video that you know is going to help people.
yep.
And that's at the end of the day. Some people are just quick to put out how tos, and like I feel like I've seen a couple of your how tos, like between yours and how I like to do mine, I like to spend a lot of time like breaking down each movement of a trick.
Yep.
You know, like I always treat everything as like 3 steps. So like I treat like, okay, in order to do this trick, you should be able to do these 2 motions or tricks,
Yep.
and you explain what they are. I feel like a lot of other people maybe skip those steps and kind of just jump straight into it, kind of expecting people to understand that.
Well, I think mostly what that actually is that people don't have the same like analytical mindset to break it down far enough to realize that the person who's watching this video is someone who's never tried this trick before. So
Yeah.
they have like it's like, well, I can already do that, so I don't break it down that far. You break it down to like what you immediately think of, then you need to go a step further
Yeah.
to even before those things. So like in those certain videos, I would talk about prerequisites and
Yep.
things like that.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really care what people have filmed or don't film, or I just want to go out and film the way we film. To do a video how the way we do it, and like, and there might be like slight things where maybe it might seem similar to somebody else's, but that's kind of like the fun part of it is you can just kind of make it your own, like what you were saying. That goes with like any video, you know. If you have like I mean, if that was the case, then like why would we film games of bike? People love watching that type of stuff because they like the learning process. And I feel like a lot of people forget or like look at games of bike like, oh yeah, I want to see this person beat this person. And like when I play games of bike with people, I'm just like, the whole point of us or me playing games of bike with people is like I want to learn something and I want you to learn something.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it's not about us like, oh, I'm gonna get Bran on this tail whip air. Like, no, I want to see like I want you to learn the process the same as you would want me to learn whatever technical maneuver you would do against me.
Yep.
And it's like, and even if it was past getting the letter of the trick, like I would encourage the rider to be like, yo man, do like 5 or 6 more. Like you can get a little
Oh
closer.
yeah. We literally did that last night. After that game of bike ended, I made the dude go until he got like a version of the last trick. And then this other guy, he was gonna set something that was pretty scary. Um, have you been to Ray's in the past year or two?
Yeah,
So in the grind room, there's the area where everybody sits that's got this pretty steep vert wall,
yeah,
and there's that ledge that's like as you're coming into the room, it's on your right.
yep.
He aired the vert wall, hopped onto that ledge, and wanted to 180 off of it as his set.
That's a
Pretty.
tight. That's like a really. Does it do the trick in that? Isn't even the 180.
It's yeah.
It's
It
the
was a
setup.
bike
It's getting.
length. Yeah, it was literally a bike length from the bottom of the vert wall to the beginning of the wedge where he had to hop. Then another bike length before he had to 180. So he got that after the game too. I'm
That's so.
spoiling this for anyone who's gonna watch it, but I don't care.
That's all good. It gives you know what? It gives everyone more of a reason to watch that video when it comes out. When does it come out? Tomorrow?
No, it'll be a little while. That's gonna be a long one to edit because it was a long game. But yeah, I don't know. I like our approach to things.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And everyone, it's interesting because everyone's got a different approach to like filming and editing, and like the reason you got. That's another question I have for you. What's the reason why you got into making bike riding related YouTube videos? Not necessarily web edits, just videos.
Like the YouTube kind of
Yeah, what
videos.
what yeah, what you're doing now?
It literally just evolved from I made a realization like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I uploaded my 15-second Instagram clips to YouTube and it like caught on? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Because like no one's doing that.
Yeah,
So I
that's
uploaded every single video that I had on Instagram to YouTube.
like individually.
Yes,
Wow,
it was something like 500 or 600 videos,
holy,
and went through all of them and titled them all accordingly and all this stuff.
that's where it started.
That's where the channel itself started. And then as soon as well, it was just Instagram was still at the 15-second limit at that point.
Hmm.
So when I started, like when I got an Instagram, I started filming stuff for it, and naturally you film way more than you can put in 15 seconds. So I was like, well, what if I just put a longer video together and put that on YouTube? And then it was like, oh, if you guys want to see more of what this 15-second video, watch the YouTube clip.
Yeah,
And I basically from there I started to do something that I called life clips, where it was like vlogging, but I didn't talk to the camera or anything like that. It was just really quick clips of things that were going on, and that was my attempt at like being a YouTuber without talking. For some reason, I was naive enough to think that I could not make a connection with people by talking to them, and then have things like potentially be successful. And then I realized that that just wasn't going to work. So
so from that point, so from that point, are you doing Instagram clips? At what point did you go from doing Instagram clips to doing your tips, your Tuesday tips, and your games of bike and your session videos? Like,
uh,
was it a big span of time where you were just pumping out Instagram clips?
well, I mean, I stopped doing the whole 15-second video thing as soon as I started editing the longer versions. So that was way at the beginning because I uploaded all of those like 600 videos in like
That's great.
a couple days or a week or something like that.
That's nuts.
Well, I got laid off from my really good video job that I had, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna be laid off, like this is an opportunity to maybe make something happen with YouTube, and so I tried it that way, and then it just I don't know, I was just like whatever over it at that point, and just started doing the Tuesday tip stuff. Man, I can't even remember exactly how that started. I think I made a video for how to take tires off of the rim for Alienation like a long time ago. And then the first tip video I put up was just, it wasn't a Tuesday tip or anything, but it was about using a, a zip tie on your chainstay tube as a spoke wrench or truing stand.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, and I think from there I just started uploading random, and I think mainly what triggered it for me was watching a video about YouTube and having them say like you need a schedule. So I was like, okay, I'll make Tuesday tip videos. I'll come out with Monday random video, Tuesday tip, Wednesday random video, skip Thursday, Friday became the news, Saturday was a session video, so it was like that for a long time.
Gotcha. That's something that I guess what the sticking to like the YouTube algorithm like that. That's something that was like more recent for you. Like the schedule wise, is that like something within the past year?
No, that was a while ago. That was probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was just, and that's totally whatever. The schedule thing I realized didn't need to be as in depth as it's going to be this type of video on this day, like it's some kind of TV station.
Okay. I know what you're saying. So like on specific days besides the Tuesday one, you'll put out specific videos for those days.
Yeah.
Is what you do. Gotcha.
I was doing that, and then I came to the realization like it doesn't even matter. And now I've come to the realization that I don't even like it doesn't even matter as much as I thought it did. Like I had my 3:45 schedule, like I told you. I don't even follow that 100% anymore. I just try to make sure I get a video up that day.
Yeah, I mean, like it's so funny that you say like schedule wise. So like the reason why I pick 3 is because 3 is when I'm back home and I'm home like from filming or whatever, and or if I'm out with the friends or whatever. But that's the period of time right before I would go to pick up my daughter. So I got a half hour time, and I love to be able to. I do like the premiere thing.
Yeah.
Because the premiere thing, like really, I love to be able to like just comment and talk to people and like
right.
be witnessing and like experiencing the video with them and kind of like hearing their reaction on the video. I mean, I guess you get that in the comments as well, but I feel like more people are more inclined to engage in the chat than they are to like put a comment, wait for your reply. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's evident just by the amount of people who are talking back and forth about what frame size, handlebar size, and crank length they're riding.
That's awesome. People
Everyone
are just engaging with each other. That's sick.
Yeah, they're not even talking about us. we're just
awesome.
here.
That's good. That's kind of what I like though. Like I love that like they're just literally here with us and they're chatting about whatever they want to chat about and we chat about whatever we want to and we can engage with each other.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched on it, honestly.
That's sick. Yeah, that's the reason why I always try to stick to the premiere. Recently, because I uploaded like all of this week's videos at the same time, and one of them I like missed like scheduling the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the hell is my phone blowing up? Like I see all these like comments thing, and I was like, oh man. I was like, there you go, guys. Be happy. Here's 11 a.m. video.
That's funny.
Oops. Yeah, so I was like kind of bummed because I didn't get a chance to like engage with the people, but it is what it is.
John said he loves talking to people in the premiere.
Yeah,
it's definitely cool.
He's like the same as me. I think he's going through like the same thing right now as I went when I first started doing like more stuff on YouTube. Is like it's almost like the people that comment in the videos on a regular basis motivate him to come out and ride more often. Not in the sense where he's like looking for popularity or fame, but it's because like a lot of people get in their own head, and they have a hard time moving forward each day. And I think like the fact that people comment and like are psyched on him or like psyched on him getting back up and trying the trick again and again, and they like put positive things, it reinforces that he should just come out more often and make the time to do what he loved to begin with, and that's kind of how it was for me with starting a channel. Like it was already always there, but I recently, like when I first started, I like got hit with all these like things like copyright infringement from like previous web edits.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't put ads on them. So like I put all of them on private, which I'll probably one day do like going back and rewatching, but like this will be a little hint for anyone. I was thinking about going back and watching banger tricks from web edits and trying to redo them again today.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Like, yeah, like I mean, some of them like aren't that like I know it's still in my realm. Like I don't film this stuff that often, but like when we go to like foam pits or resis, like I'm like, oh, I still think I can 3 triple whip, and like if it like in the first couple tries I can do it. Like my muscle memory's there.
Yeah.
The risk versus reward for me, I'm like I don't need to. That's the thing. Like, and that's kind of where I'm at. So like when I first started the channel, I get this question. I can't tell you every single video or premiere. This question is like, why don't you ride Scotty?
Yeah.
Why don't you ride Scotty? I'm like, all right. And I almost just want to have it like written out, copy, pasted in there because it's the same response every time. It's like between Scotty's, it was like all at the same time. Scotty's skate park closing the month they closed in January, February, March, like 2 months before my daughter was born. So between that and my priorities were like, I want to focus on being a father. We all still talk. It's just like it's just not my priority. Number one, to go travel 2 hours. I mean, I live in Delaware, so traveling 2 hours to go to a bike shop to ride back there when I couldn't do 2 hours there, ride for 3 hours, 2 hours back. Too many hours away from family. So then
Yeah.
I was like, like people were DMing me on Instagram, you should start a channel, you should do that. And I was like, kind of against it at first. I was like, I don't really know what to do. But like that, to be honest with you, it kind of kept me riding more often than I would have. I'm not saying I would have quit, but I think that I wouldn't have really been as engaging with people like on a regular basis on Instagram or YouTube. I knew I could do it. It was just a matter of like, I got stuck in my own head. Like, what are people going to think? Are they going to be talking crap? Like, oh, you should be filming with Scotty, not doing your own thing. And those comments were there in the beginning, and I addressed them. But I was like, just because somebody has, like, it's no different than like you having an Instagram, and I have an Instagram. But let's just say you didn't have one, and you were on my Instagram all the time, and then you started your own. You shouldn't get a bunch of crap for starting your own. It's just a platform for everyone to just enjoy and
Right.
make what they want to make. So that honestly, like, doing my own thing is kind of like made me fall in love with the fun part of like the beginning parts of Roots of BMX for me, just like goofing off and having a good time, not taking anything serious. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't take anything serious except for like, okay guys, I can start riding at this time, but I have to be finished at this time. Like my schedule is what I take serious. Like
Yeah.
my beginning and end schedule, anything in between, like we are just goofing off and having a good time. And that's kind of what I wanted to showcase. And like it's a lot of comments too, like always ask me to like do videos that he does. You should do this, and like you already know that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Like then you get stuck in like then you're stuck in that whole little ecosystem or like bubble of like demographic of what he does, and like not and Scotty does great stuff. He has a great way of doing videos, and it is and was a lot of fun being on those videos. But I think everyone should be able to branch out and do their own thing.
Right. Yeah. It kind of sounds like there wasn't enough justification to drive 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
I don't know if you're implying like listen, he took care of everyone, and I'm
No,
sure he
I'm
still
just
does it.
saying, like, I wouldn't want to drive 2 hours to go do a fakie challenge behind a bike shop.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it'd be different if it was like a skate park to go ride or something.
exactly, and that's why it was convenient because I'm like, all right, well, I can drive 2 hours, ride a skate park for like the last hour of the session, and I know that we're gonna stay until 3 a.m., so I'm gonna be able to get some riding in,
Right.
and before or after the videos. And now it's like that's gone. It's like it's few and far between skate parks. We have Penn Skate, which is in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we have Charm City, which is down in Baltimore, as far as indoor skate parks near us, and only one of them is heated. So we're really limited in what we got to ride, but it's not going to stop. Like John's really like he's a big complainer when it comes to that cold. I'll be out there and I'm like hand warmers. I'm like, let's just do it. We'll film a video. We'll have some fun. Like it's going to encourage people to go out and ride their bike in the cold to begin with. Like if I'm sitting here complaining about the cold, somebody else is going to complain about the cold. Let's inspire people to go out and ride in the cold.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any excuses. But yeah, I see what you're saying. And like, I was hoping to see everyone at the wheel mill. Like we saw them last year.
Yeah, I was hoping for that too.
Yeah, I mean, like Trey was there. That was about it. But I think he was obligated because of Sabrosa.
Yeah, dude, Trey looked like he didn't want to be there every single time I saw him.
Yeah, I talked to him for a few minutes just to kind of catch up. But like, like everybody's out doing their own thing, and like it's kind of hard. Like another reason why I don't really talk. The live feed is literally the only time I've really ever talked about like my family, like having like a daughter and a family, because like a lot of people don't really understand it, and a lot of people almost look at it like I don't know how to explain. Maybe like why would I even mention it if I know that they're gonna like either think bad of it or not understand? Like, well, why is he doing YouTube if he's got a family? Like, because I want to. I want to have fun, and like with everyone else, I think people don't understand or don't really care unless they have something like that. And I feel like only like 2 or 3 of the guys that like reach out to me asking like how my family's doing every so often, like which kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, everybody's life is different.
Yeah. And I love my life. It's just a matter of getting the little one big enough to be able to ride on her own. That'd be sick.
That
You
will
see
be
Matt
cool.
Casey's kid?
Dude, that kid, he's brave.
Dude, 4 years old, destroying it.
He's 4?
I think he's 4. Whatever video I just saw pop up on Mongoose, like thing that popped up on my recommended, it was like not really a day in the life, but it was basically following Pat through a couple contests and showing his son how to like ride like a little PW50. Or it might be a dirt bike smaller than that, but he's like showing his son just send it. And I'm like, dude, but he's pretty well controlled. He was like, yeah, my son was dropping in on the box jump in his backyard at 1.5 years old on a Strider.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if your dad's in his 20s killing it on a BMX bike, I'm sure that's what you're going to want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that thing pop up about the Brandon Lupos winning that $95,000 for
Dude,
contest. What are your thoughts about that?
you want, okay, which part specifically?
Well, I don't want to spoil. So, did you already make a video on this, or are you going to?
I mean, I'll probably talk about it in my news video, but it doesn't matter. Like,
Okay.
I'll talk about it twice.
Yeah, I didn't know what your thoughts were. Do you think it was like? Do you think that's good that money? I mean, I think it's good that money is back in BMX because that type of money was in BMX with the Do Tour.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's like too late, or do you think that type of money would have been better off just being dispersed around like the top 10 dudes,
Well,
or for first place?
I mean, I do think it could have been a little less so that third place could have got more than $4,500.
Yeah, like you're saying, like first place gets like 50K, and then they disperse the rest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's awesome. It's super awesome that he got $90,000, and that the
Yeah.
Flatland guy got $90,000. It's amazing.
Who won flat?
I don't even know, honestly.
That's awesome money.
But it's I mean, why I have? How could anyone have anything negative to say about it?
Yeah.
You know, unless it was like the only people who could ever have anything negative to say is someone whose that money was taken out of their pocket to give to someone else.
Now, do they say who funded it, like a brand or a company?
I didn't see anything on the Vital BMX write up about it, but then I went to the website and there was like 100 different icons of different companies on the site.
Gotcha.
So I'm assuming that they got money from like just as many possible places as they could and got it that way.
I feel like that's what they need. They need like a street league for BMX.
Something. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think that more stuff like that could happen, but where the money would come from, I have no idea.
Well, it's just the fact that BMX needs to have a union, like skateboarding does, and everything. So everything in BMX, I know we're getting off topic from like YouTube.
That's okay.
Stuff,
we're deep.
I think everything in BMX should just be out there in the open. Everybody should know what everybody gets paid.
Yes.
The same as everybody in skateboarding. Like skateboarding, there's a specific number that everybody in, say, amateur skater, their base pay. You're getting, example, you're getting $1,000 a month. Everybody knows that guy on Birdhouse or whatever, he's getting 1,000. So there's no like wheeling and dealing. It's just a matter of like, okay, you're a new up and comer BMXer. We're gonna give you $500 a month. We'll give you $5,000 in travel a year. Okay.
And
like
you have these requirements. You have to do this because right now there's nothing.
Yep.
There's certain companies that have requirements, but for the most part, it's just like, oh, you're a professional BMX rider. You post on Instagram every couple days, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like there aren't very many actual professional BMX riders out there who are being professionals.
Yeah, there was like, so that's why I explained to somebody asked like before, like, oh, like I know there's some riders, I don't know if they're still doing it, but like when I was riding for a bunch of different companies and getting paychecks from each of them, I still did shows on a regular basis. So like you still do shows to make, so you basically, one, you have more tax write-off, and two, you have extra income in there. That's not necessarily going to be, that could be your play money. You know what I'm saying?
And you're a hustler. You hustle for it. You do everything you possibly can.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like not enough people did that or do that. Like Tom Haugen, I don't know if you know that name, but like he's like a front brake
The
master.
most dialed tech rider ever.
I did a show
900
with
tap
him.
subs.
Yeah, dude, first trick, nose pick bar, like on a 6 foot quarter, nose pick to bar in. I'm
Yeah,
like, what the hell? He does 300 shows a year.
I
I don't know if
believe
he
it.
still does, but like he was like at that time, I think he was 38, and I was like, dude, I hope to be riding as much as you are, or as much as you are right now when I'm your age. Like, and he's in great shape. He's like, yeah, just don't stop, because when you stop, then your body becomes fatigued and starts to break down.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what BMX needs right now to be better. I don't know if anyone knows.
well, I guess the Olympics is going to be like a good like telltale for it, like kind of see where it goes from here, because this is going to be like the first time,
I
and
hope.
we'll see if it grows it. Hopefully, it doesn't grow to where it's like that is the only way that people want to get into BMX is like to be an Olympic athlete. Nothing against it, but I kind of wish that riding was what it was when I first started riding, to where everyone rode with everyone.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if like they had. I mean, at that time I had like a gyro, 3 pegs, and like no pads on, baggy pants. And now it's like I go to a skate park and like I have to engage with people. Hey man, how you doing? He'll be like riding. The person will be riding like a little ledge, 4 pegs and a coaster. Won't want anything to do with me because I got a brake on my bike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but then I'll ride the ledge and he'll be like, then he'll be able to bond. Oh yeah, it was a sick like trick or whatever on the ledge. So like that's why I tell people, I'm like, dude, don't sell yourself short to like one thing, like a ledge. Don't sell yourself short to that. Like look at other riders and try to aspire to be them. Like Dennis Anderson, super well rounded.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to look at his riding with like flip whips, but like look that he rides everything. So don't sell yourself short of just riding one specific style.
I think we need to promote those ride everything people more.
Oh yeah,
That's why,
like
like,
like, like Alex Lebrock.
yes, Alex is someone who needs to be. Well, Alex is basically Dennis Anderson's protege
Yeah,
without actually
he's like a
knowing him.
perfect. Yeah, he's like a perfect mix between like Dennis and like a lot of old Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, Alex has always been incredible at riding bikes. I used to edit his edits for him. Um, but like Boyd Hilder and
Yeah,
Dennis, those two, we need to have those two need to be in the Olympics because right now, like yes, I love everything about the Olympics. The only thing I could say is that I might not like is that every single rider who's going to be in it is probably going to ride exactly the same way.
cookie cut. Yeah,
Which kind of, I mean, for the first year of it being in the Olympics, yeah, whatever. Maybe it'll be fine. But I think it would be way cooler if someone like Boyd Hilder was in there with Dennis Anderson, and then you had your Brandon Lupos type people and things like that. Because Brandon Lupos won that contest aside from flips and spins with 3 tricks: bar spins, tail whips, and tuck no handers.
but I saw a bunch of. I saw it was like one was like a three. I don't know if it was like a three triple whip to double whip to switch whip, like going back and forth. I needed like a tuck no hander across like the wedge thing to set him up
Yep.
to a casserole. I mean, it was a great run. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not.
It was
There's
amazing. It was
there's like
absolutely amazing.
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do any of that. But at the end of the day, it's like I know what you're saying. Like if you're basically, it's almost like they're promoting only like gym floor, like tumble people that are like gymnastics that
It's
only do
figure
tumble.
skating. You
Exactly.
have to be perfect and you have to do exactly the right thing or you're not going to place. And that's not the fault of the riders. That's the fault of the judges, or not the judges. Take that back. If you're a judge, don't take that. It's not the judges, it's the judging, the format, the way that it has to be judged.
Yeah.
It's not the judge's fault. It's it's just the criteria that it's
That you
put
have
under.
to you have to abide by in order even to make it a USA team. Like I remember seeing an interview with Dennis where he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to like these FISA events so I can like place to get in that." And I'm like, I don't even think you should have to place. I think you should honestly. I think it'd be sick if the requirement was like you had to put out like a sick video if
That'd
you
be
did something
cool,
trash.
but because it's like country and
Oh
whatever with that, it probably would never be able to be that way because you have to like quantify and earn it
yeah,
that way. But that would be really awesome.
dude, that dude Boyd. mark my words, that dude will be on Red Bull within a year.
I
I think
hope, man.
he's like right there. He's like Drew Bezanson meets Dennis Henderson.
Yeah, and it's amazing to watch because he's got a totally different style than anyone else.
Yeah,
And I think that needs to be more in contests so we can get some variation because he's placing, he's winning contests. Dennis is
yeah,
winning contests. So clearly, it's not all the judging format's fault because
yeah.
those people like him they're winning. So I don't know.
Any other comments in there in the chat? We should address.
Uh, it's the fault of the Matt Hoffman and Dave Mira video games.
That people try to aspire to perfection.
Oh, that's funny. People are talking about mountain bikes.
Yeah, yeah. I've had my mountain bike now for probably a couple months. I've ridden it a bunch, but I just haven't done a video. I tried to film a video with John, but I wanted to edit the bike check video, and between like the background audio, and I just wasn't stoked on like not having riding with it because it's been raining so much here, and I don't want to be like muddy POV shots. And I kind of want to go to the mountain, and I'm super excited on the bike. I'm like stoked. I was like, I don't know if you ever ridden a full suspension bike or anything, but like I was.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm telling you, with coming from a BMX background, you would do great with control and just like zipping around. You'd probably be addicted.
I can't do it then.
Because you'd be like, oh man, I got to get this bike. That's seriously like my buddy John would be the first one to say like I was obsessed. As soon as we got back, I don't even think we got back from the mountain. I was like in the lift. I'm like looking at all these different bikes, and I talked to like a rider who rides for the company that I got the bike from, and I just messaged because I messaged a bunch of companies like asking them specifics like, hey, I ride a 21-inch BMX. I'm looking to buy one of your bikes. What do I get? Because I was like kind of ignorant to the sizing, and I'm still kind of am ignorant to like the dimensions and like what to do and what to get. I just know that I know how to ride it, and I know that I love it. So I messaged a couple companies, and the only one to get back to me was the one that I got, and they were like super stoked that I was stoked on the bike, and they hooked it up like tremendously. So now I'm set for the season, full carbon setup, and I'm like super super stoked. I just want this weather to either be snow or just get the warm weather.
Yeah, I'm ready for that warm weather. Hey, we got a crazy mountain bike place literally 15 minutes from me. So
That's sick.
we got I'll do it in layers. Mountain bike places here, skate park places here, trails are here.
What?
So like you literally can ride all three in one day because they're only like 10 minutes. It's probably 25 minutes from one to the furthest with the skate park being between them.
How far were you from the wheel mill? How long was the drive?
2.5 hours.
All right. That's something I might be able to make happen as it gets warmer. So
Dude,
like
think about
because
it.
I stay if I stay like right near the wheel mill in South Park, so like I might be able to squeeze away for the day. Like if I like because I'll probably bring my daughter and my wife up and they'll stay with the family up there. So if I squeeze away for the day, come out, see you, ride those places all day, get back in the evening. That'd be sick.
Dude, trails, skate park, and the mountain bike. I've never actually been to the mountain bike place, but a lot of people talk about it, and I guess it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, the scene. That's another reason why I was like glued to it. The scene is nothing like BMX. Like BMX is super salty. Like you go, and no matter what skate park I go to, like there's just kids talking crap on each other, making fun of the way they ride. Your bike looks like this. We get to the mountain, we're noobs. I've got a rental bike, and I'm sitting next to a 60-plus-year-old guy riding a cross-country bike, a 19-year-old kid riding a dirt jumper, and somebody else riding a downhill, and everybody's just stoked.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I was like, I need this. This is what I want.
Yeah. John said he's down.
Yeah. John's down for anything. I've been trying to get him to get a mountain bike. He's just like, he's kind of like how I was in the beginning, where I'm like, I don't want to spend a lot of money and get the wrong thing. That's the reason why I was hitting up people.
And you like have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. Like, yeah, you do, because like with the bikes we were renting, they're a substantial amount of money as well. I mean, like they were like $1,500, which may not sound like a lot of money. I guess it's not in the mountain bike world, but it sounds like a lot of money to people watching this.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a lot of money in hand, but you get what you pay for depending on what you're capable of doing. So
Oh,
like,
definitely.
so I knew that I was capable, what I was capable of on the mountain. I'm like, I'm not scared of this 12-foot drop. Let's do it. But the bike, boom, bottoms out. We
Oh,
take it down there. It's destroyed. We take it down there. I destroyed 3 bikes. Took them down there, and they're like, I was like, hey, are these like, are these good for like the mountain? They were like, oh, these are only good for like the green trail, the intermediates. I was like, so you can't take these on jumps? They're like, no. And I was like, hell, like, why would you rent these bikes out? Like, people are gonna come here with a decent skill level. Like, I'm not a great rider out there, but I have enough sense where I know how to jump a tabletop.
yeah,
And they were saying you couldn't do that. I mean, we were dying. So
that's funny.
that's why I was like, I wanted to make sure that whatever money I was spending, I was getting the right bike set up for me, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. There's also, let's see, 35 minutes from the trails, there's a dual slalom course.
That sounds fun.
It's pretty sweet. There's a lot to ride around here, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to make a trip out of it. I'll definitely keep in touch with you guys about it for sure.
Yeah,
How many people you got in the chat right now? People,
24. It
people
was
still
up to
hanging around.
it was up to 42.
Damn,
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah, dude, but yeah, I'm definitely down. You'll like the trails.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well maybe we'll work something out. Like maybe come spring, if we can get you to come down around my way for like a weekend or whatever you want. I don't know if you bring your girl, like if you want to make a trip of it to where you would come like through my area to go to a certain area that you really want to go to, I guess, with your girl, maybe like the beach or something.
Uh-huh.
And we could do, like I said before, like Pastrana Land, a bunch of different skate parks in the area if you want,
Yeah.
and street spots. So we don't really have much trails in our area because all the trails kind of get mowed down with different neighborhoods that they build.
Yeah, we're lucky. I guess I'm lucky. Everyone around here is lucky with the fact that the guy owns the property. Like me and this other guy are the main people who dig here at the trails, and he owns the land that the trails are on. So they will
Yeah,
always be there.
that's awesome.
Yeah. But hear that, people?
Yeah, we'll get it done. Maybe
We're gonna
we'll
make
have
it
to do
happen.
another thing. We'll have to get a bunch of super chats in the next thing to kind of.
Yeah, every single donation is going towards sending me to Mike.
Yeah, $5 minimum.
Get Brant to Pastrana Land so that Travis Pastrana can bribe him into doing a backflip.
Yeah, that'll happen.
What?
I said, yeah, that'll happen.
I'm scared.
That'd be fun. Yeah, you'd have a good time, man. Pastrana Land's so unique. It's like Nate Wessel. Travis told Nate to just build what he wanted. Like, and Nate went ahead and basically combined it, like 3 different of his most unique ramps that he's ever built. It almost looks like a piece of art. Like if you ever see it, when you see it in person, you understand what I'm saying. Like the lip of the box goes one way, the landing kind of angles another way, and like turns into like these like almost like a wave around the whole place. So you can like pocket land in the wave and kind of carve. Everything's just really carvy.
That sounds
so,
interesting.
Like, it's almost like you don't even want to do tricks because it's just so fun to flow.
That's awesome. That would make sense. That would be what he would want at his house.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. I mean, like, if you see like R. Willie, he's done some crazy stuff on his ramp. But
he would.
He's a crazy guy.
You meet him before?
Once. Yeah, I met him once. Didn't really get, not like on his YouTube or anything like that. I just saw him there, chatted with him. I couldn't really tell. I'm sure he is the same as he is on and off camera.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is his hype always that insanely high?
He's high energy, dude. Very, very high energy.
You could tell.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like just ADD stuff. He's super young too. Like that's, like you're really rambunctious and just stoked on everything.
Right.
Travis is another one where he's like exactly the same on and off camera. So like there's no fronting anything. I mean, the only difference is like we'll have a beer in his hand at his house. That's it.
Awesome. Oh, dude, I feel like we're winding down here.
Yeah, you can close it out if you want. Do your thing. I'm gonna head home and get some stuff done, and we'll chat a little bit more about planning out a trip or something like that. And
yeah,
I'll pick your brain a little bit more on the whole podcast thing. So I want to tackle that not right away. I kind of just want to dabble with it. Not really a podcast where I want to upload to like a certain platform. I just want to do like more video oriented interviews with just interesting people. And I kind of just wanted to pick your brain with like, that's why I said like the whole change my mind segment where it's just super easy to put like the chip clip tripods on the corners, and
Right.
it's very easy to just put it in Final Cut and edit that up and put it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think you can get that figured out pretty easy. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it, and we'll definitely do another one of these sometime.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe find out, asking people in your chat. Maybe they'll, if you guys are watching this in the future and you want to put a comment in the video, kind of give us some topics to kind of talk about, or what you want to know more about in depth with both of us, or just BMX in general, or our favorite things to do, or whatever. We'll just chat about whatever they want us to talk about. I feel like that's kind of what fuels the videos these days.
Yeah, definitely. I'm into that. If you ask a question right now, you better remember it because I'm gonna forget, guaranteed. My memory is terrible. Aaron Ashcraft, thank you for being here to watch that content. He did a super chat.
Heck yeah.
Uh, I like the Ride What You Got videos, someone said.
Oh, my videos?
I think make your own stuff, ride it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of like the little Will It Ride series. Somebody that watches the videos named that series on the
Mm-hmm.
channel. I didn't know what to call it, and I wanted to have something to like put in a playlist.
Yeah.
So I called the Will It Ride, and it's kind of manifested from weird, quirky stuff to different bikes that we ride and stuff like that on the channel. And I appreciate the support on that. Some people, it's not for them. That's kind of what I don't know if that came out in today's video. No, I think it comes out in the little bike video. It's actually right. We filmed the little bike video after you and I talked, where with Montana, where he was just like, yeah, it's just not my thing. So that's kind of one thing I addressed in the video, was like, if this isn't your type of video, you can feel free to click out and watch a session video. But
Yeah.
I appreciate the support either way, because you got to understand that. I understand that. Like, not every video everybody's going to like, and that's kind of the
No.
point of, like, you film videos that you want to film in your channel, and I film ones that I want to film on mine, and it's not, so it's for the people to a point, but it's more so for you,
Oh, it's 100%. I mean, it's weird. It's like it's 100% for me and 100% for people too.
Yeah.
At the same time.
That's good though. You're not really catering just to the audience for those clicks,
Yeah, absolutely not. The just every single time I have an older guy come up to me and tell me that he like is motivated from watching one of my videos, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I feel even more responsibility to keep doing exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that it motivates someone else to ride their bike.
Yeah, you're digging them out of whatever rut or hole they're in that week, that day. You're acting as their numbing device. And I'm saying that in the sense where, like, a lot of people look at YouTube and just like TV and stuff is like an escape,
Yeah.
and like you are their escape. So when the people put that comment, like, you don't look at it as like pressure, look at it as like,
it's motivation.
Yeah, say a motivation. You're humbled by it. Just be like, I want to keep doing it to keep people, out of that rut, to maybe motivate them to kind of carry on with their day, even if they're not riding the bike. Just
Yeah.
just entertain them.
And it's not as much pressure as it is like I feel a responsibility for, like, if I don't put up videos, then maybe they aren't going to be motivated to ride, and I want everyone to ride. So it's even more motivation to just make it happen and do it,
Yeah.
That's why I still live in Ohio, because me and the guy who dig the trails are the only people who are like, we're the main people who dig at these trails, and it's too much work for just one person to be able to do it all. So if I moved away, I don't know, like, if obviously he would make it work because it's his entire life, but it would be his entire life would be keeping tabs on the trails and making everything good.
Is your scene pretty big there, or is it decent?
I mean, there's enough people that if like it was only him, he would there would be other people to help out.
Gotcha.
But like we're both on the same wavelength with things, so it just works. We just go there and we know what we need to do. We're good. We work well together with it, so it's good. And whenever I went to school, things kind of like, it felt like things kind of fell apart. Like people stopped riding a little bit as much, and the trails, I don't really know. I
So
don't know
you feel like an
exactly.
obligation to, like, that you're not even videos, just you being around riding is kind of motivating other people to out and ride. So you're obligated. You feel obligated to continue to do it because if you don't, people will stop.
I'm scared to see what would happen
Mm-hmm.
if I moved away. I don't know that people would stop riding. I don't know that the trails would suffer because of it, but I'm scared to find out. And
Is that a thought? Is that a thought though for you to like move away? Is that something you've actually been entertaining?
I mean, I've thought about it before naturally because like
Mm-hmm.
there was points in time where like I wanted to make something happen with BMX and like naturally the best way to do that is to move to where it's at.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I also want to be able to be like, yeah, I made something happen from BMX without moving.
Yeah. Yeah. It just takes a lot more work.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
hear that.
and it's mainly the trails.
Have you thought about putting on a jam like for people to have you done that yet? Put like a jam on for people to come out and kind of contribute, maybe start do like a jam, best trick, and like basically whatever money that they kind of bring or put into it kind of just goes right back into the trails and maintaining.
We do a jam every year.
Oh,
We
cool.
do a couple jams every year. We usually have a dig day or two at the beginning of the year. And then we have our main jam where we get 75 to 100 people come out.
Damn.
Yeah, it's always good. And then we do a chili jam where John, the guy who owns them, makes some chili, come out and ride.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
That'd be dope.
It's a fun time. We also do skate park jam. I do a jam at the skate park that's by this bike shop that I ride for. Do a lot.
That's good. So, I mean, so you're doing it for the community, and like one thing you got to understand, like if you are thinking about like not necessarily moving away, but like moving out of that area a little bit, maybe moving in like wherever you and your girl want to go, you got to be selfish to be selfless because you're like you are selfless in your personality and like what you do for the BMX community and like you making your videos and like making sure your community is having fun. And you just said it right there. You're like, oh, I'm scared if I stop riding or if I'm not riding here that people are going to stop. But you have to be selfish and worry about yourself in some instances in order to be able to maintain that selflessness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I'm just working for the time where I am able to just be like, all right, it's winter. We're going to California for a month. See you guys in a month. That's what I want.
And just dip out.
Yeah, I would never actually fully move away from here, but I would definitely go somewhere for a month at a time.
That's awesome. Have you been to Texas?
Not yet.
Okay.
Got a couple friends down there. You know Markham? Chris Markham?
I think so.
He rode for Redline and Albies.
If he was at the did he live in the area where like Albies is in Detroit?
No, he lived. Okay. He's from here. He lived here. Then he lives in Austin right now. Do you ever remember an Albies ad with a dude doing a whip air with pegs as cranks?
No.
If you ever saw anything from Albies with a dude riding with pegs as cranks, it was him.
Yeah, I'll hit up Flip and see if he can send me a photo of that. If he still has a photo, I'd love to see that. I'm really literally I'm like bad with matching names and faces, but if I see the face, boom, it's right away. I remember you.
Yeah, he's.
And that's crazy. The only time I ever saw the pegs as cranks is like Flatlanders. I forget the name of Flatlander that did it, but he was like insane.
I think I only ever saw him with those on one time in person, but like I've seen videos and heard stories about how he was just like he's just riding normal with it. And the dude that I ride with, Sponge, I don't know if you've ever seen, he's in the Lip Lords videos with me. Like to me, he is the best BMX rider I've ever seen on the planet Earth. To him, Markham is the best BMX rider on the planet Earth. So like,
that's funny.
Markham's skill, he's insane.
Damn, that's awesome. I'll have to look him up.
Yeah, there's a couple videos out there. He was on a mega tour.
I have those videos, the Megatour videos.
I can't remember
not
which
all
one.
of them, but I have up to Megatour 6 is the last one I have.
I think he was on one of the last couple.
I miss those videos. But I'll let you close this video out. We don't want the stream to be too long, and well, I really appreciate it. I'm sure you do too. We really appreciate all of you guys sitting here watching, chatting with us. Sorry I'm not able to kind of see the chats, and Brant's just kind of relaying them over to me, but feel free to chat with us in the comments of this video or the comments of my latest video or Brant's latest video, and I'm sure we'll see you guys in the next live stream, whatever Brant wants to put out next.
Yeah, and once this is up, I will change the title and the description and tag you in it since you can do that now. I don't know if you know
Okay.
that. You can
I
do
knew
it.
that. I saw that one because I have the stories thing. I don't know if you have stories on yours,
Uh-uh.
but like I was able to tag you in my stories. I didn't know you could do it in the titles of videos.
Yeah, you can do it in titles and descriptions now. So literally just like Instagram, you start to type the channel name and it'll come up and you can tag people.
Gotcha. I'll probably change that on the video I have with you because then it'll change like the link from being really long to just your name.
Yeah, and yeah.
Cool.
Sweet, man. Everyone in here, I appreciate it. I appreciate who was it? There was two people who did super chats. Where is it? Kevin Jackson and Aaron Ashcraft. Thank you guys. You're helping me get the mic. Go over and check his stuff out if you haven't. And good night.
All right. See you.